Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be reacting to a video from Jordan Peterson, and this one said Jordan Peterson thoughts on Donald Trump election. Wow, guys, let's watch and see what Jordan Peterson have to say. Let's check it out, guys.
You know, I've been watching in the last week. It's been unbelievably interesting from my perspective, personal perspective even, to watch the legacy media finally wake up and realize that it's not 2005. You know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I read an account of Gavin Newsom opining about Joe Rogan and me. He said that his own son was watching Rogan and me and other fringe figures. And I thought, I don't know what planet you occupy, Mr. Newsom, but Joe Rogan is the most powerful journalist who's ever lived by an order of magnitude. You know, CNN is the fringe, MSNBC is the fringe, Gavin Newsom is the fringe, Joe Rogan he runs the most popular podcast in 92 countries. It's like, that's not fringe. And so if you are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, I would say you could watch the podcast he did with Rogan and with Theo Vaughn, and you could see what he was actually like when he wasn't completely on the defensive from being attacked like no other politician in living memory has ever been attacked. But more importantly than that, even independently of Trump himself, even if you're frightened of Trump, it's like, oh, so you're also frightened of Kennedy, who was a Democrat, and you're frightened of Tulsi Gabbard, who was a Democrat, and you're frightened of Vivek Ramaswamy and Vance, who in a normal world would be a Democrat, and Trump himself, who's a pretty weird Republican. It's like, and so Trump has gathered these people around him, and he's invited them in and accepted them, and they're a very strange crew. And even if Trump has his rough edges, which he genuinely does, it's like, well, he's not alone there now. And so that's a really good deal. Like, my sense was, especially when Musk jumped aboard, I thought, oh, if Musk would do something like establish a Department of Governmental Efficiency, I would support Trump just for that, like just that, but that's not all he's got. I think Gabbard is great. She's very, very solid. She's the candidate the Democrats should have run. She's everything Kamala Harris claimed to be. It's like, why the hell didn't they run her? They could have, you know, maybe it's because she had her own thoughts.
Always believe in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Well, and then the other thing I'd say about Trump, and this is even more important than the team, which is really relevant, but more importantly, the best predictor of someone's future behavior is their past behavior. So if you're hiring someone, you should look at their general cognitive ability, you should look at their temperament, but if you have a track record that's quantifiable of their performance in that position, and it's positive, it's like, there you go. That's the best evidence that you have, technically. And I don't know if everyone forgot, but Trump was president for 4 years, and he wasn't Hitler. In fact, 0 wars. 0 wars is not many wars. That's a remarkable accomplishment, you know. But more than that, he also spearheaded the Abraham Accords. Now, the possibility of establishing the Abraham Accords was there in the previous Democrat administration. And the State Department defined it as impossible. And they had for decades. And even in the Trump administration, it took the Trump people a couple of years before they were willing to take the risk. But they did take the risk. And you may have noticed, or you may not have, is even after October 7th, even after Iran did absolutely everything it could to drive the Muslim world into the hands of the extremists, they pulled no punches in doing that. It was a last-ditch attempt to save their sad mullah hides. The Abraham Accords held. And I know that if Biden would have been willing to give Trump some credit, he should have got the Nobel Peace Prize for those Abraham Accords. But even more importantly, the Saudis were ready to sign that damn accord. And Biden wouldn't do it because it would shed positive light on Trump. And that was inexcusable. And my suspicions are that if things lay themselves out like we hope they might, that the Saudis will sign the Abraham Accord in the next year or so. And that's a big deal. And Trump, he established those. So no wars and the Abraham Accords, and what the hell are you worried about? Given that he was president already for 4 years and his track record, it's like, what are you worried about? You think that was all a ruse? And the thing about Trump is he didn't know what he was doing the first time around. You know, he didn't know who to hire. He wasn't a politician. He didn't know anything about the ins and outs of Washington, really. Well, he's a whole different character now. And, his team has already started the difficult process of hiring the 10,000 people that they have to staff the new administration with. They're already all over that. And so I think and pray that he'll be much more successful the second time. And hopefully he can be magnanimous, and say to the Democrats who've been terrified into paralysis by the lies of the legacy media, it's like, you guys can just relax. We're not going on a witch hunt. We're just going to get the economy rolling better than it ever has in history. And we've got the people behind us to do this. We've got important things to do. And so, sit back and watch and try not to fret too hard. And, the probability that the world's coming to an end is actually much lower than it was a week ago.
Guys, I would say this is the greatest analysis I've ever heard to date. Like, well said, Dr. Jordan Peterson. Like, thank you for all your great work. Thank you for everything. Like, this is just wonderful. Jordan Peterson is an absolutely genius and role model. If people would truly listen to his message and analysis without being wrapped in their feelings, they will learn a lot. They will really, really, really learn a lot. And for Joe Rogan brings out humanity in anyone and everyone. Trump went there unedited for just about 3 hours, and he absolutely convinced everyone to vote for him. And he got the votes. Huge respect to Jordan Peterson and everyone who stood by Donald Trump to make him to conquer, to make him to overcome everything, to make him to come again for this for the second term as a president. Huge respect to them, because this play is beautifully and brief talk. It hits all the marks. And those of you suffering from Donald Trump derangement syndrome, get a life. He's there, he's there. There's nothing you can do about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Jordan Peterson analysis about Donald Trump's election in the comment section. Like, watch, and subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye bye.